The president of Honduras, Jimeno Castro, is threatening to shut down United States military bases in Honduras based on Donald Trump's threats to South American nations, Central American nations, Trump's threats against Mexico, Trump's threats of bloody mass deportations, which would affect the Honduran population as well in the United States of America and would have a significant impact on Honduras. I want to show you right now what President Jimeno Castro said to Donald Trump and the United States. This was part of her New Year's message, which is, we're going to kick you out of the military bases, which you've had rent-free here in Honduras for many, many decades. Here, watch this.
Frente a una actitud hostil de expulsión masiva de nuestros hermanos, tendríamos que considerar un cambio en nuestras políticas de cooperación con Estados Unidos, especialmente en el campo militar, en el que sin pagar un centavo por décadas mantienen bases militares en nuestro territorio, que en este caso perderían toda la razón de existir en Honduras.
Here's some other images of Jimeno Castro as well. Just to give you a brief history here, the United States has managed the Palmero military base, also known as Soto Cano Air Base in Comayagua, central Honduras, since the 1980s. And this is an important base for the United States of America. The Honduran Deputy Foreign Minister, Tony Garcia, says that there are around 250,000 Hondurans who are slated for deportation from the United States in 2025, perhaps more, under Donald Trump's bloody mass deportation plans. And they're saying, look, if you go through with that, and it may even be as high as about 525,000, according to a Pew Research Center study. And Jimeno Castro is saying, look, we hope that the new U.S. administration of democratically elected President Donald Trump will be open to a dialogue, constructive and friendly, and will not make unnecessary reprisals against our migrants who normally make great contribution to the United States economy. However, she says that they will be ready to retaliate and change policies regarding the United States military presence in Honduras if Trump goes ahead with these reprisals. Let's dig deeper, though. What else is going on here? So in June 2023, Honduras established formal diplomatic ties with Beijing, with President Xi Jinping. And a lot of investments going to be made in Honduras by China as part of their one belt, one road policy, their Silk Road 2 policy, if you will. They signed 17, Honduras and China signed 17 cooperation agreements on their Belt and Road Initiative. That's the word I was looking for. On the economy, inspection, quality, agriculture, science, technology, culture, and education. You see the photos here of the diplomats meeting with each other, and you see there President Jimeno Castro with President Xi Jinping. Now, as Donald Trump is out there threatening South American, Central American, North American, our allies, Panama, is threatening Denmark. Let me just show you what they did in China, so you see the contrast here. This was back in June of 2023 when Honduran President Jimeno Castro arrived in Shanghai's Peace Hotel. They gave her the red carpet. They were incredibly nice, and they were trying to, I don't know, do diplomacy and not just go and threaten people and bully people. Just watch this. I won't show you the full clip, but watch what happened when Jimeno Castro arrived. I'm showing this to you because I'm trying to give you the backdrop. of how Donald Trump's threats and attacks on the sovereignty of nations is playing right into the trap and right into the hand of President Xi Jinping of China, who's now going back to these nations and goes, see, we told you they were unreliable. We told you they were going to do all of these things. Hey, you could be bold, get rid of American military bases because we got your back. Why do you think Miguel Castro, the president of Honduras, is so emboldened to make a statement? Because she also smells weakness in Donald Trump, that Trump is afraid of Xi Jinping. And Trump, shows he's afraid. He invites Xi Jinping to the inauguration. Trump talks about how powerful he thinks President Xi Jinping is. Watch this. This is Miguel Castro you saw earlier in the video. Let's play this clip. Now, I'd like to just show you also, just so you know, when Donald Trump threatened Panama, and by the way, over the past 48 hours, he's continued to make posts and reposts threatening Panama's sovereignty, posts about taking over the canal. And I previously showed you this clip right here of Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, who talks about sovereignty and the importance of sovereignty of these nations, of uniting Mexico and then further south, Central America, South America, the Caribbean, people who Donald Trump's threatening. Here, play this clip.
Ahora, ayer también se refirió al tema de Panamá y ahí sí nuestra solidaridad con el presidente de Panamá, que salió muy rápidamente a decir el canal de Panamá es de los panameños, y en efecto el canal de Panamá es de los panameños. Entonces ahí sí nuestra solidaridad, nuestro apoyo al presidente de Panamá, al pueblo de Panamá.
Now in Panama, I did another video on this. There were mass protests in front of the U.S. Embassy in Panama City based on Trump's threats to take over the Panama Canal. You see right here, all of the people who were out and protesting, burning photos of Donald Trump that say F Donald Trump, burning the American flag. Think about the bridges that are being burned already before even day one. Here, watch this. And by the way, the president of Panama came out and said, hands off, Donald. And just think about this, by the way, as well. During the G20 summit that took place in November, President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico was not supposed to meet in person with President Xi Jinping. But when Trump was elected, not only did she take a meeting with Xi Jinping, which she wouldn't have, in my opinion, if Trump wasn't elected, they wanted that thing photographed. This was the photograph that went out. They were sending a strong message that China has the back of Mexico, that China has the back of all of these countries that Donald Trump is threatening. That's what Xi Jinping is doing. By the way, CCP propaganda, sure, but Trump is giving them easy gifts to go out and do this and strengthen their hand while America isolates itself. Just think about how ridiculous this is. And then Trump's attacking Canada and Denmark and NATO. Just so you remember as well, this is when Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum suggested that Mexico would retaliate against the United States with tariffs of its own if Trump tried to place tariffs on Mexico. Play this clip.
A un arancel vendrá otro en respuesta. Y así hasta que pongamos en riesgo empresas comunes. Sí, comunes. Por ejemplo, de los principales exportadores de México a Estados Unidos son General Motors, Stellantis y Ford Motor Company, las cuales llegaron a México hace 80 años. ¿Por qué ponerle un impuesto que las ponga en riesgo? No es aceptable y causaría a Estados Unidos y a México inflación y pérdidas de empleo.
Creo que nos vamos a poner de acuerdo. Yo tengo la visión de que va a haber un acuerdo con Estados Unidos y con el presidente Trump. Pero si ponemos en el centro la coordinación, la colaboración para poder atender de manera profunda el fenómeno migratorio, el problema de la crisis humanitaria que tienen en Estados Unidos por el consumo de fentanilo, pues entonces se va a atender de manera integral. Por eso digo, además de la carta, vamos a buscar una llamada para que nos sentemos lo más pronto posible.
And finally, I've had him as a guest on before, Member of Parliament from Canada, Charlie Angus. Here's what Angus had to say as well. Play the clip.
The bigger issue here, instead of getting caught and responding to the trolling, is that this threat against Panama is a threat against a sovereign nation. We saw the president of Mexico speak out. The threat against Greenland was immediately countered by the Prime Minister of Denmark, who said that they weren't going to give up their freedoms. So we're also talking now about what will become the threat, I think, to NATO in response to, with Putin. We've known that Trump has undermined NATO numerous times and has claimed that Canada wouldn't need military protection. Well, right now, the only body or person threatening us right now is the United States under Trump. So he is playing a seriously destabilizing game, and I'm very concerned.
So there you have it, folks. And I wanted to both zoom in and zoom out to give you the full context of not just what Jimeno Castro, the president of Honduras, is saying, but also behind the scenes, how China and President Xi Jinping is seeing this as an opportunity to build diplomatic relations with potential allies of the United States, build China's one road policy, or Belt and Road policy, the New Silk Road policy, and undermine American foreign policy as well. And we see that there with Jimeno Castro saying, all right, we're going to kick you out of your base. There you have it, folks. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.